Chapter 2174, Art is, Explosion. The royal family and other high-ranking officials were also jolted awake, with various reports flooding into Jinglu's ears in an instant. There were the emperor's inquiries and the terrified voices of subordinates reporting losses. "Uncle Jinglu, where are you? Hurry and find out what's happening. Who is attacking us? Is it that murderous maniac from before? Commander, the barracks in all 4 cardinal directions have been bombed. Soldier casualties are too numerous to tally in time, but preliminary estimates put the death toll at no less than 300,000. And there are countless wounded." Jinglu's eyes grew increasingly crimson, as if they might bleed. This had all happened too suddenly. They had been completely unprepared. Had they prepared earlier, such catastrophic losses would have been avoided. But why did this creature before them possess such intimate knowledge of the Wulwan Empire's strategic layout? How had it managed to destroy so many of their vital military strongholds with such precision? Deep down, Jinglu refused to admit it, yet he could not deny the truth. They had profoundly underestimated the human race. Had they been less arrogant and more vigilant, today's disastrous outcome could have been prevented. Jinglu clenched his fists tightly, his gaze fixed with fury upon Zhang Yi, who hovered above the sky. Zhang Yi remained close, suspended over the Wulwan Empire, surveying the vast expanse of land below. He spread his arms wide. The explosions raging beneath were a living hell for the lizard men, yet to him, they formed a breathtakingly beautiful tableau. How beautiful! So this is the pleasure of war and destruction? He murmured with rapture, his gaze shifting to the Hades gatekeeper. Is this how you people of the Wulwan Empire felt when you invaded Huashu Kingdom? I think I understand you now. See, this is my tribute to you, isn't it? Zhang Yi's mockery felt like a series of slaps, stinging and stinging until Jinglu's face swelled. Yet, there was a grain of truth in his words. Night fell over the vast land. Flaming dragons, billowing black smoke, shot skyward. Every lamp in the Emperor's empire was lit, shining brightly beneath the dark clouds. Wasn't this a beautiful apocalyptic tableau? Zhang Yi's scathing words, coupled with his exaggerated gestures, sent Jinglu into a rage. Fine. Today I'll kill you first, then exterminate every last soul in your Huashu kingdom. This agony, I'll make you pay 1,000-fold, 10,000-fold. The clanking of chains echoed in Zhang Yi's ears. Beyond Jinglu's body, thick, long chains rapidly extended outward like a peacock spreading its feathers. A dense, sky-obscuring web of chains, seemingly endless, closed in on him at breakneck speed. Realm-binding chain. Zhang Yi's mind flashed through the intelligence he had on Jinglu, a trait system ability user. One of his abilities, transforming telekinesis into chains. Once bound by these chains, a soul link forms, impossible to cut, rapidly draining the opponent's vitality. Moreover, anyone targeted by Jinglu would be tracked down by the chains, no matter how far they fled. This was a rule-altering ability, even escaping into another space offered no refuge. Zhang Yi had accomplished his objective. He could not remain here to fight Jinglu. Instead, he must lure him away to allow the main army to attack the Wulwan Empire. Ha ha ha. Sorry, but I'm done playing with you. Goodbye. Zhang Yi continuously opened dimensional gates, fleeing upward. How could Jinglu let Zhang Yi leave? Without a moment's hesitation, he pursued like a black bolt of lightning. Even though Zhang Yi's speed approached teleportation, Jinglu's own speed was terrifyingly fast. His pace surpassed even the sky-obscuring realm-binding chain. Countless chains began converging toward him, radiating out from his position. Their ends were nearly invisible, their number impossible to count. They seemed to keep spawning endlessly, threatening to shroud the entire world. High above the subterranean space, their spreading speed left Zhang Yi speechless. This was his first encounter with a powerhouse of such level. Even with Ling's body shielding him, utmost caution was essential. Just as Zhang Yi prepared to flee far away, the heavenly iron curtain of the Wulwan Empire suddenly erupted with blinding light. Countless energy beams shot skyward, hurtling toward him. Simultaneously, Jinglu clenched his fists. Where his hands met, a terrifying energy coalesced with frenzied intensity. As his palms opened wide, a colossal black energy sphere instantly expanded, surging toward Zhang Yi's position. Void Destiny. The black orb expanded at an astonishing speed, too rapid for the naked eye to track. It swept toward the area where Zhang Yi stood. The defensive system of the Iron Curtain of the Heavens, combined with Xinglu's wide area attack. This formed a terrifying indiscriminate attack, sealing off every angle of escape for Zhang Yi. Zhang Yi, after all, did not possess teleportation. The interval between opening the gate and traversing it was measured in milliseconds. Yet this minuscule fraction of time was sufficient for the Hades gatekeeper to block his path. Here, the one holding the terrain advantage, was no longer Zhang Yi, but him. Watching the multiple assaults close in, Zhang Yi knew evasion was impossible. He turned instead, facing Xinglu head-on. Gate of 3,000 realms, encompassing everything under heaven, instantly formed a dense, multi-layered shield around him. The fluctuations in space distorted the very landscape before Xinglu's eyes. Having reached the night-tier energy level, the dimensional space Zhang Yi had forged now distinctly separated from the physical world, even capable of influencing reality. Yet the sky-darkening chains of darkness did not pierce toward Xinglu. Instead, they bypassed him, coiling together at the distant horizon's edge. Void Destiny's assault and the energy cannons of the heavenly Iron Curtain struck the dimensional gate like raindrops hitting a pond, creating ripples and fluctuations, yet failing to shatter it. But now, Zhang Yi found himself bound within the vast, dark space forged by the realm-binding chain. The Hades gatekeeper stood at a distance, his gaze fixed on Zhang Yi, brimming with murderous intent. Now, you won't have another chance to escape. Zhang Yi frowned, attempting once more to open the dimensional gate to leave this space sealed by countless black chains. This time, however, the door's opening was obstructed. He seemed unable to escape this domain, for this world had been separated from the outside realm by some unseen force. This is the true power of the realm-binding chain. An ability transcending the physical world, capable of traversing space and forging an absolutely sealed barrier domain. Xinglu's voice echoed coldly. Now, you can no longer escape using space abilities. I wonder if you have already seen through all of this. Chapter 2175, Zhang Yi's Mechanical Legion. Zhang Yi slowly narrowed his eyes. Xinglu's words clearly indicated he had studied Zhang Yi extensively beforehand. Knowing Zhang Yi possessed time ability trait, he naturally prepared countermeasures. The realm-binding chain isn't targeting my physical form. So even if I foresee the future, I won't recognize their threat and thus won't evade them, correct? Xinglu clenched his fists, radiating murderous intent. But now, even if you can see the future, you will die without fail. I will make you die clearly within the timeline you see so clearly. You foolish sixth generation. This is the price you pay for coming alone to the Wulwan Empire to die. Facing Xinglu's shouts and curses, Zhang Yi's face suddenly broke into a smile. There was no panic, only a hint of mockery. Who told you I came alone this time? He spread his arms wide, surveying the enclosed space, a dense, tangled web of countless massive black serpents. If anything, it's me who has trapped you here now. Xinglu's heart skipped a beat. What do you mean by that? Zhang Yi smiled broadly. This time, it's our turn, the armies of Huashu Kingdom, to eliminate you. The realm-binding chain formed a vast, dark space in the sky, impenetrable to all. Everyone in the Wulwan Empire knew their Grand Commander had intervened, hunting down the criminals responsible for all the calamity. Yet before they could organize a rescue force, an even more terrifying event unfolded. Beyond the eastern city walls, a burst of multicolored energy cannon fire erupted from the night, slamming violently into the formidable heavenly Iron Curtain. Boom! The sheer power of the blast caused the entire eastern city to tremble slightly. With countless soldiers slain and the entire nation already in chaos, this sudden assault sent shivers down the spines of eastern city's defenders. What is attacking the city? Bang! The eastern city garrison commander was overwhelmed. He had rushed through the night to the ruins of the barracks, desperately trying to maintain order and rescue the wounded. Yet that colossal energy cannon left him no time for rescue efforts. Assemble the troops. Proceed immediately to the defense points. Enemy invasion. Amid the darkness, the rumbling echoed relentlessly. The earth shook violently, sending sand and stones flying. Even the super-fortified walls of East City, hundreds of meters high and constructed from the strongest materials, trembled. Soldiers atop the walls, clad in heavy armor and wielding laser weapons, felt the tremors surge beneath their feet in relentless waves. A lizard-man soldier nervously raised his gun, aiming into the darkness. Gradually, however, terror filled his eyes, and his grip on the weapon began to falter. What is that? He witnessed a colossal steel beast approaching the walls. Hundreds of meters tall, its form resembled a small mountain. The heavy metal surface gleamed with a deathly sheen, while white steam billowed from various points along its frame. A supersized mechanical life form, and one that had been modified, made its first appearance on the battlefield. The Tsan tribe's supersized mechanical life forms possessed formidable combat power, but originally, they were created to excavate the ruins of the Yihen tribe, retaining most of the engineering machinery's characteristics. However, in Liu Karen's hands, for today's battle, they had all been transformed into siege behemoths. 1, 2, 3. A full 12 supersized mechanical life forms appeared in formation outside the eastern city's defense zone. Like towering hills beyond the eastern city walls, they stood coldly facing the heavenly Iron Curtain defense system. Their bodies towered even higher than the city walls themselves, allowing them to look down upon the entire urban area. The lizard men soldiers poised for counterattack atop the wall's frozen place, their 4 to 5 meter long laser weapons suddenly seeming utterly useless. Not only them, even the soldiers manning the city's defensive cannons hesitated, unsure whether to fire. They couldn't be certain their powerful energy cannons could destroy these colossal beasts. Yang Xinxin sat in the command center, her eyes alight with bellicose excitement. Liu Karen beside her shared the same fervor. And it was Liu Karen who controlled these siege weapons. The Eastern Gate had been chosen precisely because its defenses were the weakest. They harbored no foolish notions of encircling the city. Instead, they intended to concentrate their superior forces and breach the walls first. The defense before them was the very first line of the Wulwan Empire's famously impenetrable defenses. The heavenly Iron Curtain, and the lizard men soldiers upon the city walls. 12 colossal mechanical life forms lined up in formation, facing the towering city walls as if humans stood before a mere low fence. Thick, sharp horns protruded from their heads, and their armor had been significantly reinforced. This greatly slowed their movement, but amplified the destructive force of their trampling. Brother has lured the Hades gatekeeper away. The rest is up to us. I've simulated this countless times. Today, we finally reached the real battlefield. So, let's begin. Liu Karen's hands moved swiftly across the control panel. Within the mutant forces, Xiao Liu's figure appeared atop the shoulder of one colossal mechanical life form. His right hand pressed against its body. Metal frenzy. Enhance. The mountain-like colossus underwent a sudden, dramatic transformation. A terrifying black mist enveloped its entire body, causing its steel frame to writhe like living flesh. Its size swelled by nearly half, its armor becoming even more formidable. Even the main doors atop its head thickened considerably. It lowered its head to survey the lizardman's city, its source furnace rapidly concentrating energy that surged into the horn main cannon atop its head. 12 colossal mechanical life forms unleashed their combined might. This single strike consumed Huashu Kingdom's military budget at an insane rate. Yet the sheer impact of those 12 terrifying laser cannons, striking the heavenly Iron Curtain like pillars from the heavens, made it clear, this expenditure was absolutely worth it. Boom! 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 The terrifying energy cannons struck the heavenly Iron Curtain with no time difference. The immense barrier flickered intensely with blue energy light. The earth trembled violently, and cracks began to appear in the city walls, and this was merely the residual force leaking through the heavenly Iron Curtain.